Heyo everybody, and welcome to a mildly unorthodox video, but still, it's something that's worth checking out nonetheless. So, recently, a Twitch integration mod has been updated for DRG, and, well, it's a massive one. There's a lot to do. As you can see, this ground is pockmarked, and I don't actually have a way to pockmark it without making a massive crater. So, why don't we take a look at how this actually happened. So, if you press N and go into the mod manager, which is required for this mod, it's a different mod, I'll just post the link for most everything in the actual description. But we can see that through the config, you can go down here to viewer interactivity, excuse me, I can speak well. And, well, this whole thing is linked to a Twitch. And via that, you can spend channel points to activate these profiles over here. And the streamer will decide what actually gets, you can build these out however you want. So every single streamer has a different thing with moderate takes. Like, not every streamer is going to have a hit squad with big boy slashers spawned all around. That's terrifying. Can we just get that out of here? Yeah, no, that's not okay. This is not okay. Is that Warden all the way over there? What the? Is that a tiny Warden? Yeah, why are you? I know you're part of the hit squad, the little tiny Warden, but what about that thing? Is that also part of a hit squad that I spawned earlier this? It is. Look at it. This is a tiny Warden.
Focus fire here.
Beautiful. At most things that have AoEs, even if you shrink them, which, as we can see, you can shrink things, still have, most of their AoEs are left untouched, even though that the entity itself is tiny. So if you spawn, like, a tiny bulk detonator, it'll still have, the same death radius. And also, something to note is that everybody's attacks, like, even though that slasher was, like, twice as big as what a normal slasher is, it can only attack in normal slasher radius, which I think is 2 meters? Same with, like, tiny dreadnoughts, big dreadnoughts, they can only attack within their specific radius. So let's see what you can get up to in this. So we have Rift Nade, which... this is probably the most complicated thing I've come up with. You can probably make more complicated things in here by simple of the matter of a fact of every single one of these is linked to a simple nade 1. So if we go in and edit it, we can see that the profile or group name is Rift Nade, which puts it into the group with everything else. Then it chains to a different group that you can leave this blank just for nothing, or you can actually make it something. So, it goes in... The next thing that activates after this is Nade 1, and then it'll just continue on. It'll activate 5 Driller high explosive grenades within 1,000 centimeters of the player, or, at this case, of a random player on the team. 1,000 centimeters is 10 meters, and it spawns between 15 and 10 meters. You can make this all the way up to 40 meters or as little as 1 meter. You can also make it so that it can't spawn in certain angles, or it can't spawn on the roof or anything like that. You can also make it so that if it does spawn, it has a delay on its spawn. So somebody redeems something, and it'll wait 10 seconds, and then spawn the object. You can also make it so that it has a lifetime. So for permanent objects like engineer turrets that you can spawn, or full-blown, that's a slasher off in the distance. We can also put a lifetime on that slasher for a number of seconds. So all the way up to, I think, 400 seconds? Yeah, 400 seconds all the way to 0, and 0 means it has no lifetime. Then we pick randomly selected, so everything in this tier, everything here, it picks 1 out of them, and then it'll continue on about its day. You can also offset it so that it spawns somewhere else, like it spawns 10 meters away, but, to the left or up, or whatever have you. You can also make it so that it's bigger, you can make it so that it rotates. At the current moment, nitro deposit isn't actually there, and then you can have whatever happens with like nameplates and all that. So fairly straightforward. So let's see what happens when we actually hit this rift nade. Oh my god. So we had where's the engineer? Okay, I think I know what happened. So IFGs went off. I think driller axes went off, or high explosives. And I believe a bunch of stickies went off as well. And then maybe plasmas? Maybe plasmas. Did they... Yeah, they should have gone off. Let's do that again. Pheromones, clusters... I believe that was... Oh! I might have found a weird thing. So... Okay. So these nades aren't actually on a faction themselves, they're all on a differing faction. Or not. We just heard a dancing one. The lure. I think they don't damage each other, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Well, you know what? Let's find out. We'll just spawn nade 3. No, nade 3 doesn't do anything. Nade 1? Oh, Lord, You know, maybe we should stop while we're ahead. Who knows? Yeah, okay, so that just proved it. Right there. These nades aren't on a faction. So, it means that they do a little bit of friendly fire to the lures when they spawn, because apparently they're not on a... I don't know how it's working. I thought a friendly fire could not happen, but it's not classified as friendly fire for these nades. So that means the perks and all that relate to friendly fire don't actually work for these nades. Also, you don't scream out whenever something shoots you with a nade, so yeah, that's entirely dangerous. Glad that we figured that one out. So, because I've figured that out, we will go into nade 2, where all the plasmas and all that, and we'll just set the lure to spawn a little bit after everything else. We'll let it spawn 3 seconds after. So that way, most of the carnage will be gone by the time it is. So we can test that now. That was prox nades. Well, we'll figure it out later. Most of this is going to have to come down to your own imagination of what you can basically do. Most of it is coming to the actual spawn menu itself. It's just the chaining and the randomness is more linked to the Twitch interactivity. So, in any case, everybody have a good night. We're gonna see what I can come up with, and if you have an idea for something, you can leave it down, and we might make it. We also have the smallest combat mule, which is just a cutie. The cluster charges aren't actually affected by the size because it's spawning just a Betsy. Come here, Betsy. But yeah, we now have a permanent small Betsy. I might put a duration of 400 seconds on her, just so look at her go. What a good girl. God, she gets covered up by that dust. She can fire and shoot bombs and all that and still function perfectly fine. It's just a weird sight seeing that, Betsy. In any case, you guys have a good night.